Hey guys, how's it going? It's Brandon again with Tier 1 Transmissions. Today we want to talk about some coolers. Big thing for us, especially here in Arizona, we do coolers all the time, whether it's aux coolers, drop-in coolers like these. There's all kinds of different options and configurations depending on your truck and your usage and budget. I mean, budget's a big one too, right? So we really like around here, we like to do the drop-in coolers. They're really easy. The majority of them don't require any sort of special lines and fittings. For example, today we're going to talk specifically about the late 4th gens. This is Mishimoto drop-in cooler for specifically the 15 to 18 Ram 2500, 3500 trucks. That's the ASN or the 68 equipped trucks. It's the same cooler. And you can see here we have a stock one. I think we just replaced this one last week on a truck here in the shop. And you can see there's a pretty dramatic difference, both between height and width. So I guess just back to back, you can see that it doesn't appear that much larger, but when you look at it this way, your core is significantly thicker. You're probably over double the thickness on this. There is, I think I roughly counted this earlier, it has another 6 rows on the Mishimoto cooler. Just a much larger, much more robust cooler. So we get trucks here, they don't want to spend the money on the aux cooler, or they simply don't need the aux cooler that we offer. It has the 40-row cooler and the fan and all of that. There's also a little bit more investment in getting that set up on your truck, install-wise and parts, etc. So these are really great for most people. We just drop them right in place of the factory coolers. If you're doing an install at home, these are even better because you likely don't have access to a hot flush machine like we have here in the shop. So if you can blow your lines out and get them nice and clean with a can of cooler cleaner and then swap your cooler out, you don't have to worry about hot flushing whatever junk from your failed transmission is potentially still in your factory cooler. Our hot flush machine, even though it runs at 170, 180 degrees and it flows back, it does all this fancy stuff, there's still trucks we have to run 2 or 3 times to get all the debris out of those coolers. So if you're on the fence, if your pan looks gross when you drop it and you put a new transmission in, it's gotta be hot flushed, or you can just replace the cooler. And if you're gonna replace it, you might as well upgrade it. These things are awesome. We keep them on the shelf for all of the Rams. I believe we also have some of the 19 Plus on the way, and we're starting to hold on to the Ford and GM stuff as well. But specifically on these 15 to 18s, they use factory cooler line fitting setups here. So all you do is thread your factory cooler fittings right into these. It's a little bit of massaging of the lines. As you can see, they're a little bit wider, but with the aluminum lines, there's plenty of room in those. But yeah, these are great. We have them for 2nd gens, 3rd gens, the early 4th gens. I think the 13 to 14 are their own special one. The 10 to 12 are their own as well because they're tagged into the AC condenser. But these things are great. We do them all the time, so much so that John just started buying them by the pallet, as you saw our post the other day. But if you guys have any questions on these, or you think a Mishimoto drop-in's right for you, or maybe you're on the fence and maybe you think you need an auxiliary cooler, we can do one, we can do both, or maybe you don't need any of them. But give us a call and let us know what you're thinking and what you use your truck for, and we'll get you set up with the right stuff. Thanks, guys.